He didn't want him to get up and breathe. He didn't want him to get another breath of life. He didn't want him to stand up at all.
A parent's plea for justice lives on nearly a year after their son, Herman Whitfield III, died after being tased and handcuffed by IMPD. His parents are standing up for their son, an accomplished musician.
They tell News 8's multicultural reporter Katira Winfrey they want him to be remembered for the life he lived rather than how he died. Katira.
Well, Drew, humanity. Whitfield's mother used that word when I first met her in person several weeks ago. She says police lost sight of her son's humanity when they responded to the family home in April of last year. His parents say even though it's hard to talk about their son in the past tense, today they are proud to share some of his humanity.
There's an uncomfortable quiet in the Whitfield home, but the silence of grief is extremely loud.
He used to serenade me all the time on the piano. He liked to play different pieces, songs for me.
10 months have inched by since their son died after being tased and handcuffed by police. The sting of their loss hasn't waned.
Who knows what the limit would have been? He was preparing himself, and he was still studying. He had also taken a music composition course.
It's been a trying journey, but one Gladys and Herman Whitfield II boldly take. But the love and memories they hold dear gives them the fuel to push on.
We want it now!
Rallying, fighting for justice, and now proudly sharing who Trey, Herman III, was.
He's just an amazing young man. And I'm gonna miss him.
Mrs. Whitfield says she noticed something in her son at 4 years old. His first piano teacher noticed it too. He had a gift. From there, he evolved into a skilled musician, all before finishing high school, winning local and national Prelude Music Awards in composition and piano, and winning the NAACP AXO Awards.
What does that make you feel to know that he left a mark of some kind that wasn't marred by this tragic end?
It feels good that his music is out there, and people seem to appreciate it. They've sent us lots of cards and just little words of encouragement to say how much he left for the world.
Earning multiple degrees, he would go on to compose for the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra, the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, and the Indianapolis Philharmonic.
I'd always told him he was gifted, and that, you know, the world is out there for him. Just go for it. I always told him that.
Okay, let me see you do it.
Those accomplishments meant nothing, they say to the police who responded to the family home April 25th, 2022. Mr. Whitfield said his son had been disoriented. He'd had smaller issues before, but nothing like this.
Bud, I need you to relax for me.
Fearing a mental crisis, they called for an ambulance. Instead, police showed up. His mother asking early on, they're not going to kill him, are they?
The haste at which they acted, there was no emergency that called for them to act so quickly.
The Whitfields say their son was calmly moving through the home, but as more officers entered, his anxiety spiked. The parents say they wished police had discussed with them possible actions, adding they didn't realize he'd been tased until he was down.
The guy that tased him, Steven Sanchez, I think he was in the house a minute and a half and 2 minutes before he tased him.
At the end, you say, I thought you all said he was okay. Did the worry immediately hit you, or were you still not sure how he was doing?
I asked her more than once, he's not moving. And she said, oh, he's okay, or we just tased him a little bit. I didn't know they had tasered him either.
They say while their son lying naked, face down and cuffed, there was a loss in humanity.
One asked the other, should we turn him over? And what was really heartbreaking, he asked him, should we turn him over? He said, no, I don't want him to get up. To me, that was really terrible.
Well, he got his wish.
Yeah, he didn't get up again.
The Whitfields say their son was a gentle soul, and the force he felt at the end is a wound that'll never heal. But what he's left behind for them and others, for now, will serve as a salve.
I'm hoping other people would inquire about his music and would want to play it.
And of course, as the parents wait for the legal process to run its course, until then, they say they like to work on establishing a scholarship in his memory.
They also shared with you what happened after paramedics realized Herman wasn't breathing and took him to the hospital.
Yeah, they said they actually had to sneak out of the house because police had already started searching the home, and they told them they couldn't leave, but they said, we need to go see about our son, so they literally had to sneak out of the house.
Adding to a lot of emotion and drama of an already terrible night. Other than charges, what more are they hoping will come for this?
Well, the mother was very open about saying, why did this unfold? If they can come up with a justifiable reason about why all of this happened, why they had to use the taser, then that's what they really would like to see in addition to the charges.
This could be an impactful conversation. Thank you for bringing it to us, Katira.